I watched the 1 hour 30-minute Kabam live stream, so you don't have to, but condensed it down into a 20-minute, 10 to 20-minute maybe video, recapping a lot of the key beats, and of course, writing up the information. So let's go. The Kabam Banter is back with Dave and Mike, but it does seem that Dave is going to be stepping away from the announcement-based elements. Kabam also mentioned that there is a CCP 2.0, which I can't talk too much about. Wait for next week for that one, but I tell you what, it's going to be bloody brilliant, or it's going to be interesting, or there could be some drama. We'll have to see. Kabam also talked about giveaways and as well Twitch drops, which of course was mentioned in that particular live stream. Kabam also went over some old ground with Saga-based information. And of course, we've got the Rebirth event that is still very much on the go at the moment for those that are interested in that. Also had a little bit of a go over of what the new Mr. Fantastic buff is going to be, the special boost that you get on a monthly basis. I actually covered the Invisible Woman one quite recently, but the Mr. Fantastic one is going to be coming soon. This one is going to be about stacking these siphon passives, and then they max at 3 stacks, and when you max hit, attacker special and heavy attacks gain a 50% increased attack rating. You'll do more damage in special events and side quest areas. All very important because there is not one side quest. There is the fantastic, first of all, there is the big blue, but also there's one more. That's it, Fantastic Fall Funfair. So one is all about prize vouchers in the game, and you'll be able to trade those in for crystals, which is very cool. The big blue side of things is a slightly different one because it involves keys. Not Alicia keys, but standard keys. Use the keys to enter the quest and fight 5 champions. And of course, yes, very simple. So 2 types of side quests, but there are more things coming to the month of September for you to sink your teeth into. And that particular thing is a mini event quest. Yeah, a 3-path one with Kabam VinCent doing a little story for this, for those that are interested in it. I don't think it's going to be particularly difficult, but could be just kind of like enjoying and fun, maybe. We enjoy things in MCOC, of course we do. What else? Well, there's also new side quest difficulties, with players looking to see things from a Valiant Paragon difficulty level perspective, and of course reaping the benefit of the rewards as well. If you're Cavalier and Thronebreaker, things will be unchanged at that threat level 3 level, but doing that threat level 5 may be important for Valiant, so pick wisely. We still don't know how difficult it will be. Hopefully it kind of matches the level of difficulty, and adaptive difficulty is something that we'll have to talk about a bit more, because there was a lot that happened in the live stream, good things, bad things, and still clarity and confusion things as well. Kabam also went over the Battlegrounds information around where people finish the season 30, and of course we wait for season 31 and who might be indeed going to Battleground Brawl, baby, to fight it out on the big stage in a big no-holds-barred wrestling match. I wish that was the case. That would be more fun. What else? Well, there is now a new way. I think people have seen late last night, early in the morning. I mean, this is after I recorded the MCN. Paragon Alternative Progression has been put in game. So 5 rank to 7 stars will now get you to the point of Paragon. This will probably be something for Valiant in about a year's time. Kabam want you to go up further and, of course, quickly and reap the benefits. But unfortunately, it's just there's so much of a divide, isn't it, with this stuff. But Kabam are putting this improved progression-based elements to this. There's also a new type of spending type deal. We'll talk about this next week. This is similar to other types of milestone deals. Kabam have also given some promises to this that I'm still not sure about yet, because seeing is believing. So first of all, yes, there's cash and unit-based offers. So you'll put the Kabam are trying to part your units away from you before a brand new Cyber Weekend comes out, and of course the Banquet event, which I'm sure some people might be saving up for or not at this particular stage. There's going to be, as they've said, a free 7-star thing, which again, believe it to be true whenever it is with the solo event, because the solo event may require you to actually spend some units first and then get access to that free 7-star. So we'll see what happens with that one Don't hold your breath. Kabam have also made promises around progression spread to say that based on feedback from the community, it's likely to see something of value like tier 7 basic for $10. And again, believe it to be true whenever it is. And there's CCP promo codes. FYI, I am in the CCP and I have not been given the code yet, right? That may be something that I get in the coming 7 days, but we'll have to find out. And of course, come back to the channel. We'll be giving you all that information and coverage. Okay, then one of the new champions that got showcased, Mr. Silver. No, it's not Mr. Silver Samurai, Silver Samurai. So, bit of context on this champion. This is a counter for Yelena. You can see there, work 5-hit combo to an SP2 with mediums, build to 2.5 power, whilst your opponent has about 80 combos, which you can see that playing on screen right now. Bait a heavy with a heavy, cancel SP2 launch, and it consumes the enemy's combos. You can see that on screen in action. Then after that, you're going to build to an SP1 and throw for massive burst of red numbers. The SP3 will be an alternative rotation that might be better for longer fights and a better rotation for red numbers and SP1s after that fact. On defense, you need to evade his specials and be careful of his combo meter. If you get hit, you will be knocked out if he has a lot of daunted on you. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of a dissection there. And he will be in pre-release bundles soon. I think he's the second champion of the month available. You can see actually he's in action as a defender, but you've got to evade. If you don't evade his specials, you're going to eat it. You really are. You're going to be in serious trouble. So let's move on to now Mr. Knight, which you can see on screen now if you're following on the visual portion of this. So he's a great counter for Photon. It does short combos to end on a 4-hit, bait heavy and dash back, punish with a light attack to build injury passives. Near moon phase, well, end with throwing an SP1 to get a light proficiency and do sleep. Walk up to the opponent and hit him with a light attack to build injury and get to an SP2. Throw an SP2, which will pause the moon phase. Light attack your way to the end with full, full kind of like critting in his wake. He does a lot of kind of like crits and big crit damage at that with the injuries and other elements to his crit like tranquilize, reckless even, which is really good. Kabam also moving on very swiftly to the Grandmaster Grace. Kabam said this is going to be ending at the point of the saga before they kind of think about if it's going to work going into future sagas. Hopefully they do, because I know people want that kind of pity system in place to gain something good from it, like new 7 stars with the amount of money that players invest in. Kabam also said about the Omega Days champions entering into the base pool, which is great because I know some people want some of those champions. I want a 7-star Mega Sentinel and a 7-star long shot. I do want to, I think I've got one. Either way, something to do. Titan Crystal, those are the new champions going into it, which of course is great for those that are chasing those particular champions, which is very, very nice as well. Kabam also revealed that their January batch is going to include Toad as the 3rd champion. We know it was going to be Falcon Whacking Torres, we knew it was going to be Deathless Vision, but we didn't know about Toad, but Toad is going into that. So yes, Toad in the hole for those that get the British refunds. There's also a bit of a surprise in that a buff to Rhino is coming in. He's got a simple loop and simple rework. Bleed ability accuracy reduced by 75%. He doesn't crit and instead helps fury duration and helps to build power every time he does trauma. Stun immune on enemies. He gets physical resistance effects. More dash and you get more fury as a result of doing it, which you can see happening on screen. Dashing at 20 furies leads to breach, which is unblockable and seems to stun the enemy. SP1 rotate from there. More info on the buff can be found later on when we do a bit more coverage of this champion. And then we've also got a little bit on Solvarch. He is, of course, coming to that end point before we go into the new idol. The 4th idol champion is going to be started teasing soon, and the Invade Essence even was announced and will be in Battlegrounds starting very, very soon, which you can see that's on screen right now. There's still a lot more. There's a lot more to go. I'm going to be very quick with this. If you want to follow with the context videos, that will be following after today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And of course, bear with me on the channel. I will get that out to you. The adaptive difficulty is 2 difficulties, Classic and Elder for Paragon Plus. New Valiant and Established Valiants will see a difference in what you access, and of course that might be rewarded in a certain way. I've got my thoughts about this, but I'll save it for the video. Milestone rewards will get you all the stuff you would lose, and there's a new currency called Ethereum, which is how you go up milestones, similar to the Summer of Pain climb milestones, if you remember that solo event from that one. I am in two minds about the way this is set up. There is Mysterium and 150 units for the highest difficulty added into it. And of course, the more points you get as part of the Ethereum, the more difficult content you do, the more, of course, you climb up. I do think this is very complex. Again, I'm going to stop having any kind of like opinions and just read off like what is actually going to be in this. So the rewards you'll be able to see as you build up your prestige builds, which is good. But also there is a panel toggle system, which looks a little bit like this. You can see that you toggle based on difficulty, and you do a classic version or you do an elder difficulty for an access. I do think personally there's a lot more going on here, but whether you like it or not. If you're looking for units, we'll cover that in a minute of where that might be located to. You can see right here, like this is where you'll find the rewards based on your different prestige. Where my mouse is at the moment, assuming you can see that, it's a 7 of 15 there. That is where you get to check your prestige versus what kind of rewards you'll get in the center point right there. So there's interesting differences. Yes, you do get a chance to farm lower stuff and grab other rewards, and it does look quite meaty on a monthly basis to what it gives you. Kabam have likened this to something like the Valiant gauntlet, but a little bit more established and kind of like potent, so to speak. So I'm not sure if everybody is going to be able to do this, and that of course puts a bit of pressure on stuff. There's also further pressure on stat casts. I do think that the Relics Reborn solo event and getting more stat casts is going to play a huge point in going up prestige, which is tricky, scary, and it will probably mean that you'll be switching a lot of your relics onto your top 30 base champions based on prestige. We'll talk about that another time. All 30 champions in your top prestige levels should have relics on. Sorry, and statcast. That's what I was trying to say with that one. Other than that, if they're top 30 or not, then you need to put them on right now, or you need to put them on as of September. So yeah, you could do, from what a member of Kabam was, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Kevin, said that you could put on you could go into could go into elder difficulty, do 1 or 2 quests, and then if it's too difficult for you, go and do the classic, which will then give you the points acquisition method for climb with that one as well. There's a lot more to this, but I know that like people only like me reading some of this stuff and not giving the context. I'll go over the context for those interested in another video, because there is more context to this and there's more information, but that's the difficulty. It's just going to require you to be interested in it, to do classic as standard, and everything else, of course, is going to be taking care of itself. In terms of Mysterium farming, that was something that was a bone of contention for a lot of people on forums and various other places. Kabam have now confirmed that there's 27k Mysterium by moving through the adapted difficulty, plus every week there's going to be Mysterium drops, so that at least gives you more clarity on where to get it. Moving on to the daily quest rework, more information was put out about that, and more rewards were actually given out. If you saw the previous month, we covered this to the end. Also, all the units from lower event quests are now spread amongst the daily quests, which is a good thing. I know some people would say no, but literally saves you energy and time, so you can literally auto fight through the lower difficulty, the daily quest, which is an auto fightable based thing, and you'll be able to get a load more stuff than you normally would. So it's a time saver, according to Kabam on this one. There's also going to be an infographic, which I'm not sure if Cat's going to make publicly available, but it's something, made available for Kabam, which you can see there's that on screen right now. There is a split, of course, between the different types of progressions, which isn't always brilliant, but of course we'll have a look at how it breaks down. I'll be doing a how you get this on a yearly basis, as to whether it's worth it, but you'll get a lot of this. We get a lot of stuff. And as well, bit of disappointment for those that are, I think it's uncollected or lower than Cavalier and Thronebreaker, because you will only get 10 units per day, which isn't exactly brilliant, but the farming of units is going to be made more efficient, which is fantastic for entry into stuff and saves energy like out the wazoo. And that is something that I'm really all for. We'll cover that in a video as well, looking at totals, but we need to move on to the other things because there is a lot of things. So just finishing up on the daily quest, Kabam have said that of course it's on a different cycle per day to get something different, which is great. 7-star signature stones Tuesday and Friday, and then of course 7-star shards Wednesday and Saturday. It all adds up, it's all fun, and it's easy to access. There's also going to be an Alliance super season again. We had Cap super season last year. We've now got Spider-Man's this year, which is again really exciting to kind of have that returning. It does mean that you will be, if you thought about taking time away from your Alliance, it's probably time to come back. And from the information I've seen, Alliance participation is down, and I can see why. But that's another story for another day on another video. But it's good to see this come back based on these particular competitive elements. Kabam also revealed that there is a 9.3 boss, which looks absolutely amazing. This is Dread Emperor Doom, not to be confused with the Rastafarian version, Dread Emperor Doom. That was not a good Jamaican accent. I apologize. So with that champion coming in, that is actually really exciting because there's a playability difference with this one than other particular bosses, which I'm just trying to grab the segment of it in action, which you can see right here. And as I slow-mo this, it's definitely something that is going to put the heebie-jeebies amongst you, because you have to hit the champion whilst he's throwing special attacks in order to break his will, which you can see that will be being taken down towards the top right-hand corner. So he gets that special attack, which you can see on screen. He's got 1 bar of that SP1. And when he fires it, it's then your chance to go in. And while Amplify is up, you're using the Amplify to break down the will. So you can see you lost 3 will right there, and he's losing another 3 will as that count on the top right-hand corner goes down, which is right there, by the way. And that's how you take the champion down. There is, in future phases, the unfortunate enough, if you get hit by a heavy attack, you're done for. You're absolutely done for. And that's part of the Baptism of Doom effect. Really great insight and information about this one from, I think it's Kevin. And no, it's not Kevin, it's someone else. I can't remember the name. Apologies for not remembering the name. The special window, you can actually per hit take down, I think it was, no, is it per hit 4? It was something like that. You could take a large amount away from the champion. And also the champion operates with a Ares type mechanic, a pity system. So you'll be able to, the more revives you use and the more you get hit down and knocked out, you can come back and do more damage, or it's easier to do more damage, or easier to break down the champion, because it looks like you're not actually kind of doing anything, and that's something that's a bit of a problem because you're doing little to no hits. But you know, it's it looks to be a fun boss, scary at the same time, and of course timing the hitting of the opponent whilst doing special attacks. You need to keep this champion to an SP1. That's a factor with against him that I really strongly recommend. There's also 9.3 rewards revealed for this as well, which is nice. There is also class gates on the lanes. The rewards look interesting. There was a bit of, well, players were asking about 7-star 1 to 2 rank up gems being in exploration as opposed to in completion, but maybe we'll find out a bit later on. Great amount of arenas resource there. I think it's like it's 2, nearly 3 tier 7 basics formed, so there's stuff there. I think it's a lot. I think it's definitely over 3 when you got the 94k that's from the completion side of things. So maybe there's something on the paths, don't know yet, we'll have to find out. 3 paths per each, whatever, you know, it's going to be a thing that you'd either enjoy or don't. We find out that Ghost Rider was the surprise the winner of the Summoner's Choice. And the narrative roadmap tease. Yes, Kabam did this. They said that this was this is how they're going to tease new champions. So guess amongst yourself. Kabam also go over some old ground with some stuff like Radiance and what they're doing with that. things they've been up to. The Act 6 update is coming at some point. We'll find out more information down the line. There is also a Radiance update, so don't spend your Radiance, by the way, because it may be a case they devalue or increase increments of stuff. So hold on spending your Radiance. I definitely know I am with stuff. They may be kind of like buffing it and improving it. And there was also Kabam also announced, which I think no, I've just missed off. There we go. An AQ Store Glory Store update is coming soon. I don't know why the Radiance is there. That should be a piece of glory, unless they're combining some stuff. Well, I'm not gonna like guess on that one, but that's been it, except for one last thing. As Dave does depart us, he does leave us with a very special code for a free 7-star champion. So you get 7-star Iceman. I think Dave's just stepping back from announcement stuffs and doing more behind the back of the camera, like, because it's just too much to do as a lead community manager and multiple games and other stuff like that. There's a lot of work needs to expand stuff. But yeah, those are the promo codes which are available from September 4th at 11 a.m. PST time. So yeah, grab the code then. And that's been it. That has been your live stream recap in 20 minutes or 20 or so minutes. Apologies, but it's a 1 hour and 30 live stream with lots of information, lots of context, which I had to skip over, but hope you were well informed and saved you some time. Appreciate you. Have a great day and goodbye.